We are giving what the viewers want. We're sacrificing the middle of a hurricane to bring the best sports content available
How are the
on the
Bucks going to
net.
play on Thursday if there's a hurricane? Play on Thursday?
They play on Sunday, genius.
How many times have you looked at the schedule in the last today at this all day long?
At least a dozen.
And you're like,
At
when
least
do
a
they
dozen.
play?
I'm just I'm surprised it's written out, to be honest. Jeez. Is this thing on? Oh, wow. All right. And there we are. And we're back with a legal formation, your favorite attorneys and cousins, bringing you the picks of the week in the NFL, plus a little legal content. We'll get to that at the end. Everything NFL, but we're going to go off a little bit, talking about NIL, big lawsuit, game changers. Anyway, the cousins both last week go 4-2, G-Money. Little disappointed in my Buccaneers. I'm not going to go on a rant. I don't know how we let them run 136 yards down our throat, how we let a rookie Knicks come in here and boss hog us around on our home field. Peyton, like you just said, running offenses from the 80s that we still can't figure this guy out. Not going to get discouraged. I don't like the fact, though, comment on later, we carried over some bad juju from that Lions game.
Yeah, we'll get the comments when we discuss the Bucs game coming up, but also Cincinnati losing to Washington hurt us. But our other picks were spot on. We got 4-2 last week, 9-7 overall in the season for both of us.
Write it down, folks. 4-2 last week, 9-7 overall for both cousins. So we're still on the W side of this thing. We're in the green.
Yeah.
All right. So, gee, that takes us off what? To game Thursday night game, 8:15, Cowboys-Giants. I'm going to start this one off on this one. Thursday night football. We got Cowboys. We got Giants. Cowboys, absolute stinker last week.
2 weeks in a row.
Does that make us nervous?
Favored,
They're
but
favored
4.5.
by, is it 4.5 on the
so
spread?
the Giants
I
are
didn't check the
getting
update.
points at home. But this is a battle to stay out of last place in the NFC East. Both teams are 1-2 going into this Thursday night matchup. So I don't know who you got.
Oh,
what
gosh.
you thinking here?
So ugly. The Giants, I don't know if they can do it. They're Cowboys, just disgusting, falling apart. At home, right? We're at the Giants, unless I'm reading this wrong, right?
No, that's correct.
Right. So we're pulling our bets. We're pulling our lines from the Hard Rock bet. Why? Again, Tampa, Miami. Hey, Hard Rock, Tampa, we know we love you. We know we love the Council Oak. Long story short, without any analysis, I'm going Cowboys on the road, bounce back game. Somebody get their act together. You didn't pay all these dudes all this money. The Giants aren't that good. I can't see it. I think they're going to scheme them up. I like the Cowboys on the road.
I agree with you. I think at the end of the day, I think Dallas is just a better team. With all their troubles that they're having, the Giants have a lot worse troubles on their hands with a short week. I just don't trust the Giants coaching staff. I don't trust Daniel Jones. Not that I'm in love with Dallas the way they've been playing so far, but you got to think they'll get it together. I mean, last week, if CeeDee Lamb doesn't have that fumble towards the goal line, maybe that changes the whole scope of that game. So Dallas is maybe starting to get there, and this is a spot where hopefully they
got to start playing together. I saw a little friction.
So.
I didn't like the post-game, people calling them out. Micah, linebacker, telling them everybody else has got to do the job. Maybe they respond to that. Maybe they don't. Look fractured. I didn't care for it, but I still just not a believer in the Giants, dude.
Exactly. Yeah, this is more of a pick against the Giants than it is for Dallas.
Boom.
But
well said.
Yeah.
Well
so
said.
We both have Dallas then to cover the 4.5 points.
Good. Well, let me kick you this one because this is the one. Heartburn, reflux, take the Pepsid. I don't like it. Eagles, Bucks, at Bucks. You're going first on this one, cousin. Tell us who you like here.
Yeah, so, rough week for Tampa last week, but Denver's defense is good. I know you'll probably talk about it more, that the offense just since the second half of the Detroit game just hasn't looked that great. But flip side is they're hosting Philadelphia Eagles, who not overly impressed with them so far. They've had a couple weird games, but we know that they can run the ball with Saquon. Jalen Hurts can also scramble. I mean, we saw what Bo Nix did to the Bucs. Maybe Hurts gets a little bit of that going, plus Barkley. So
what's the spread on this one?
Tampa is getting 2.5 points at home. I think this is a game where either team could win by 3.
Field goal difference maker.
Right, but I am going to take the Eagles to cover the 2.5. I think Philadelphia is going to win by 3, so that gets them there.
Gets them over the hump. They win in a field goal late in the 4th. I could see it happening all day long.
Yeah.
I hate it. We're talking reflux. We're talking Pepsi. I don't like the stats. I don't like the lines. I don't like anything about it. What I don't like is basically 6 quarters of bad football going back to the Detroit game. We couldn't put any points on the board second half of Detroit. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. How do we start against Denver, who, by the way, is not good? 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. We finally catch Godwin on a couple plays. Overall, we only ran for 91 yards. Baker, poor guy, 6 sacks. In the last 2 games between Denver and then the Lions, 12 sacks. Offensive line getting bulldozed all over the place. And what does the lines and the stats kind of tell me is they give up 136, to your point earlier, too, that you mentioned off camera. Don't forget, doesn't include Bo Nix running around. Couldn't contain them. You see our defensive linemen crashing in. Nobody's holding their position. We're all over the place. But gosh, Dom, I almost can't do it. I can't go against them. I think we got to rebound. We're at home. Goddamn, if you can't win at home, boys, then we can't win, period. I'm taking the Bucs against all odds, against all data that suggests to me, because I'm a Mahomer, I got to hope my man Bake. But here's the one thing, folks. Can we get Evans involved early? Can we run the ball, and can we get Evans involved early? Because Evans hasn't been there last 2 games. Got to get him going. I'm taking the Bucs to figure it out. Hopefully Eagles, hopefully Saquon doesn't put up 250 against us. But I don't, the data's not driven telling me 2.5. This is a pure gut decision. But I'm taking Bucs. So Rob's going Bucs, Garrett's going Eagles. Dun, 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 dun.
That's right. Then taking us to the Sunday night game. This is a
sellout.
Fantastic matchup.
Get your popcorn.
Buffalo Bills at Baltimore Ravens. Right now, the Ravens are favored by 2.5. So I'm going to let you throw it over to you for your first take on this matchup here.
So you're telling me on the road, after what Josh Allen just did, still 2.5 is what our friends, this is a sucker's bet, man. Another field goal central here, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens, not impressive in any of the games that they've played, in my opinion. They're playing a little smash mouth. I haven't seen, I mean, Henry's been a beast. I saw the State Farm. I saw him throw him on the ground. But to me, they haven't committed to the run, and they haven't committed to the pass. I can't figure out the Ravens. I'll tell you, if it was late in the year and the weather was crappy up in Baltimore, I'd be saying problem. But until somebody shows me that they can stop Josh Allen, I'm going Josh. I'm going Bills on the road. And I'm just going to throw it out there that he's number 1 in almost every offensive category as a quarterback across the board. Until they can show me that they can stop this kid, I'm going Bills.
Yeah, I mean, both teams smashed last week. Derrick Henry looks great. I mean, guy's an animal. But I think, kind of like the Philadelphia-Tampa game, I think this is going to come down to a field goal. And I think that Justin Tucker, off to a little slow start. He's one of the greatest kickers in NFL history for the Ravens.
Swing that foot, dude.
But he's off to a little slow start. But I have a feeling that he's going to be the hero in this game.
Ooh.
He's going to kick the game-winning field goal.
Hero call, Luke.
Baltimore's going to win by 3. And
Hero
so
call.
I think they cover.
Oh, my God,
so
my season could be
Baltimore.
wrecked. Geez, going Ravens, I don't like that. At home, it makes a lot of sense. You know, those guys can play, but...
Yeah, I mean, and talk about Josh Allen, I think Lamar Jackson is a good answer to him. I mean, if they're going to go battle, you know, might as well throw him out there. 2 MVPs. So.
I mean, you look at the division and what Cincinnati's doing, what Ravens are doing. I don't see, like, the dominance that all the pundits, you know, of that division played up of, you know, these juggernauts. I haven't seen them really put on the field. Maybe Josh sneaks by, but safe bet playing at home. I like it.
Yep.
Here's one that I lost sleep over. Look at the spread on this joker. We're going Titans, Fins, at Miami, on the Monday, 7:30, no Tua.
No Skyler.
No Skyler, but yet we're laying 1 on this thing? So even money, basically, what are we doing here?
Tennessee's been awful.
Will, but just not the guy, huh? The quarterback, just 2 of the worst turnovers I've seen with the underhand pass fumble thing that he tried to do, and the coach chewed his ass 2 weeks ago. Crazy.
Yeah, he's not making smart decisions, so that's got to factor into it. I mean, if you think that a home team could maybe get 3 points just by being the home team, and Miami's only favored by 1, that means, you know, on a neutral field, Tennessee would probably be favored. So I don't know. What are you doing with it?
No. You've got to go on this one, dude. I am lost.
Okay.
I am swimming in my own head on
All
this
right.
one.
So my thinking is that Tennessee's probably licking their chops to get their first win. They're going to look at Miami and say, okay, we're on to the third string quarterback here. It's either going to be Boyle or it's going to be Huntley, who comes in from Baltimore to get on Miami like a week and a half ago. So is he going to be ready? I think the Titans are licking their chops. They don't look that good, but Miami doesn't look good either. Without Tua back there, it's just people turning the wrong ways. The timing is just off. They're just totally out of sync.
Can they run the ball? Can they do anything?
I know. So they scored 3 points against Seattle last week, so they can't do anything. So I wish we knew who was starting the quarterback. I mean, if it was Huntley, I might be more in line to pick the Dolphins to win, and maybe he does start. If he does, then, hey, I would probably change my pick to Miami. But not knowing and just assuming that Tim Boyle is going to start, I mean, I got to go for Tennessee. I just think that momentum-wise, the Dolphins are on the downturn right now. And I think Tennessee is going to want to take advantage of that to get their first win. So it's going to be an ugly game. I'm glad there's 2 Monday Night Football games in case this one is not good. We have a tasty matchup, another tasty matchup on Monday night. So.
And I got to tell you, that Seattle preview is what's got me conflicted on this, because I'm with you. I didn't see it out of the Fins. I don't know if it was the travel, banged up a quarterback, everybody's going down, no traction. But is the Miami D tough enough to hand the Titans a loss, knowing they're going to get no offensive production? Can you scheme something up? Can you somehow get these wide receivers, maybe throw a screen pass, or can we run the ball? Ultimately, I'm going with the G money. I'm going Titans. I just think they've got at least too much veteran leadership somewhere to get their first one with a banged-up Miami. Didn't like anything I saw from the Fins last week against Seattle. It was tough to watch. I'm with you. It looked like they were all over the place. This is going to be, I don't know, watching the Repus Bowl. I don't know. That's why we're bringing content with a hurricane bearing down on us as we speak. Conflicted. I'm going Titans. I'm going with the G money on it.
Yeah, hope we're wrong on this, but we got to go with our heads and not our hearts. So.
Exactly what I didn't do with the Eagles and the Buccaneers. All right, man. Last game of the week, Monday, 8:15er, Seahawks, Lions. Lions at -4 at home. Bum, 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 bum. I'm going to run lead on this one, G. I'm going to say playing in Detroit is the difference maker for me. Seattle coming on over. They played Miami, got that win, but it was a charity win. I don't know if they're going to be able to match the energy that the Lions are going to come out on Monday night. They're going to be ready. They're going to be dialed in. I think look for them to pound the ball. Look for Goff to have a decent day. I think 4 is enough. I'm going Lions at home.
All right. I'm going the other way. I'm going Seattle. These are both good, solid teams. I think it's going to be a field goal game, which if it is a field goal game either way, then Detroit does not cover their 4 points. So I think, Detroit has a chance to win, but I don't think they're going to get to cover.
Close game.
Seattle's just consistent, man. They just keep chugging along. 3-0. Geno Smith keeps making the right decisions.
How about the defense?
DK Metcalf out there.
Flying around.
The defense is good.
Yeah.
So Seattle is a tough team, and they don't back down from any challenges, and so I see another close game, and I see that Seattle +4. I'll take it on the road. So
I think it'll be Seattle's biggest challenge. I think if they beat the Lions at home, there's gonna be a lot of talk that Seattle's for real. You know what I mean? I think it's a difference maker on Monday night.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Big picks. So Cowboys Giants. We got Rob and Garrett agreeing, but then we go next game, Eagles Bucks. Garrett taking the Eagles, Rob taking the Bucks. Hesitant, but taking them. Bills Ravens. Cousins also split. I'm taking Bills. G Money's taking Ravens. We're both taking the Titans over the Fins, which is tough for Garrett, I know, to do as a Miami guy. And then Seahawks.
Hey, who would know better?
Lions.
We knew they were going to get crushed in Seattle, and we cashed in on that one.
True. Hey,
who knows the team better than us?
That's why you don't go 4-2, folks. You got to play with your minds, not your hearts. Seahawks, Lions, Cousins split again. This is going to be a good showdown for what week are we in? Is this 3 or 4?
Week 4.
So week 5 is going to be a great recap because we got some split split bets this time. So I'm taking Lions. G's taking the Seahawks. It's going to be must-see TV. Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria. I like it, man. What do you say to close this out, G?
No, I think that's it. Let's see what happens.
Got to play between the 20s. Let's go, boys. Suit it up. That's a legal formation. Stay tuned for overtime. We're talking all things Reggie Bush and the massive lawsuit dropped. Not him in particular, but the impact it could have for everybody with the NCAA.